The market's been a bit shaky, but there's some good news. The NY Empire Index is rising, which means money's starting to flow from investors again. This liquidity is important because it shows investors are getting cash from banks. But interestingly, the NAHB, a housing market indicator, is down, which suggests inflation might be close to hitting its lowest point. The big news? The U.S. national debt is about to rise again, and whenever that happens, housing prices tend to go up. But here's the twist. RRP, reverse repo, rates are still climbing, even though the amounts are small. That's why we've seen these quick price changes recently. But don't worry, there are signs that big players like AM are buying in after Sailor, so things might start to get more stable. Today we'll be keeping an eye on things like housing starts and the meeting minutes from the Fed. If we see China's real estate prices go up, that's a sign inflation there is rising too. In fact, China's stepping in to save a company called Vanke, which is about to go bankrupt. That's a signal that China's ready to bounce back economically, and if housing prices in China rise, we might see Bitcoin go up as well. The market today is pretty predictable. For example, early morning, 8 to 10 a.m., things will be calm. But then, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., expect some positive momentum, especially with a report on the loan prime rate from China. Around late afternoon, 4 to 6 p.m., Asian markets may dip. Then, from 7:10 p.m., things will likely turn green again. But if housing starts drop, it's a sign that inflation is near its lowest point, so expect some volatility. Now, Spencer Hakimian, a big name in market analysis, says Japan's economy is in a similar spot. The 10-year bond rate in Japan is higher than before, which broke the markets last year. If Japan's yen hits a 150, it could cause some serious issues for markets, but it's worth watching closely. Meanwhile, China's housing market is showing signs of recovery. Prices only dropped by 0.07%, which means they're almost stable and could start rising soon. And when housing prices go up in China, it tends to drive up inflation, which in turn boosts Bitcoin's price. Oh, and let's not forget the U.S. national debt will continue to rise, which historically leads to higher home prices. So, keep your eyes peeled for some potential market moves this week. Now, about your own situation, you're not selling because you're in it for the long haul. You've been trading for a year, and while you haven't made huge profits yet, you haven't lost either. Your initial $15 million investment is still intact, and that's a big win in itself. The calmness and peace of mind that come from not losing money are what you want to share. You believe in the long-term game and know the crypto world is going to keep growing. Big companies like Samsung, iPhone, and even washing machines are all getting into crypto. You're not selling because you know what you're doing. And that's a solid mindset. In the end, you're sticking to your plan, staying calm, and trusting that things will rise over time. So, just keep going, don't stress the short-term ups and downs, and you'll come out ahead.